Final round, first on the water, April Coble-Eller, Dano.
That's right. That's right. April Coble-Eller, been doing this for such a long time. Since the mid-90s, this girl has been putting down all kinds of great W's, including the win here, the overall win at the Masters back in '97. Competing since the mid-80s is April Coble-Eller, guys. One of the top names in our sport for so many years, and it's always great to see her here at the Masters. And starting off that pass, a flawless first pass here for April Coble-Eller. And why don't you run us through, Tyler, what's going down here today? What line lengths are we at? What speeds are we at here for the women's division in this Masters final?
Well, you're going to take a look at that Nautique 200 right there in the replay. That boat is going to go down the center line of the course at 34 miles an hour. The skiers must negotiate their way through 6 full buoys, but before they hit the first ball, they have to go through those entrance gates and exit right out those exit gates. At the end of the lake, they're going to shorten that line. The line traditionally starting off at 75 feet, and then we start to cut increments off of that line. As you can see, April started the party off at 28 off of a 75-foot line, scoring 6 full buoys. The rope line length is now going to move to 32 off, followed by 35, 38, and 39 and a half off.
All right, we're going to bring her back through right now. You saw 28 off. We're now shortening about 4 feet. 32 off, or 13 meters for our international fans. Coming around buoy number 1, April Coble, over to number 2. So calm out there, composed. Over to number 4, making it up to number 5 and around number 6. There it is, another solid pass. Easy work done for April Coble-Eller.
April Coble-Eller, you take a look at the replay, Nate. Everything looked pretty good on this pass. She's experiencing speeds from 60 to 65 miles an hour as she crosses the wake. As she came around number 3 here, Nate, over to number 4, she pulled up just a little early.
Yeah, I saw that. As you said, though, she's such a consistent skier and, so confident in her skiing. 1, 2, 3 was good, but I saw she kind of got pulled up off the second wake there going into 4 and, fell in narrow. But, 32 off, she was able to recover early to 5 and early to 6. I don't think that was, a big issue at all, and she'll fix that for 35 coming up.
Well, 35 is the next task. 35 off of a 75-foot line. Like I said earlier, these skiers experiencing 60 to 65 miles an hour across the wake, almost on a pendulum, and having to slow down and shut down that ski to turn and get that ski pointed across the other side of the course as quickly as possible. The first skier off the dock, April Coble-Eller, looking to post a big mark. She's going to need to get through this 35 off pass to do so. Through the entrance gates, around number 1, over to number 2, swinging side to side in a great rhythm at this 35 off pass. In front of the pavilion at number 4, off to number 5, and she's got to be happy with that. A clean 35 off pass.
April has gone through the course tens of thousands of times, and, being a veteran in the sport, she's done it here at Robin Lake through all kinds of conditions. Here today, possibly some of the nicest conditions that we've had in years, making their job just a tad bit easier. But as that line length gets shorter and shorter, you better believe that running this course becomes tougher and tougher for these ladies, and there's no doubt about that. We're going to set her down, and in just a moment, as we shorten that line length, we are going to bring her back through for her next pass of action here in this 4-lady final round of action, the 55th Masters.
Well, Nate, you take a look at it. 38 off is a big pass. What do you expect from April?
Yeah, looking at the 35, it was so smooth and so clean. I expect a big score here at 38, and today's the day. You go all out or, you go home. So, I expect her to go deep in this pass, if not run it. The conditions are perfect. There's no wind. It doesn't look too bad out there, so I think it's going to be good.
Yes, indeed. Here we go. 38 off of a 75-foot line. Ladies and gentlemen, the rope doesn't reach the buoy. She's going to have to use all of her power and strength. She's around number 1. Oh, a great start for April. Over to number 2. Hooks up at number 2. Could this be the day she takes down 38 off? Over to number 4. Big turn at number 4. Off to number 5. Oh, look at this, Nate. 6 full buoys at 38 off. Today was the day.
That is huge. That's exactly what I said. I think she was going to go big or go home, and she was in control of that whole pass. Got a little bit squirrely here at 3 ball, but was able to stay patient and stay calm at 4 and 5, and she knew she could do it. Conditions are great, and that's a huge score. That's big early.
And taking a look at the replay, right in front of the pavilion, April came into number 4, and she knew she had this one locked up nicely behind the boat, circled number 5, and went over to number 6. So the first skier off the dock is already into the 39.5 off rope length. Yesterday, Regina Jaquist broke the course record, getting outside of the 4th buoy at 39.5 off. What can April Coble-Eller do today?
You mentioned the course record, and that's only 3 buoys away from where April's at right now. So, that's some pretty significant skiing for her right now today.
Hey, and you know what, Nate? We've seen course records go down a handful of times already here this weekend. So with these conditions, I think we may be in store for something big and something special. As the boat comes through and that line is shortened to 39 off, it's time for you fans to put your eyes back on the water and check out veteran slalom athlete April Coble-Eller.
Oh, she's going to have to pull long into 2, but 1 buoy is going to do it. Fantastic performance. Give it up for April Coble-Eller. Now, Nate, you take a look at the replay and just came off the tail of the ski out of 1.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was a bad start, but, as you can see right there on the replay, sitting way back and getting down course there for 2 ball, and, 2 is just out of reach at 39. That's a pretty short rope, but, I think she's going to be pretty excited with that, and that's some very awesome skiing by April.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember when we've had a final when the leader came off the dock already with 1 buoy officially at 39.5 off, where the rope sits 1/2 feet inside the buoy line. Dano, impressive skiing there from April.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it's the final here at the Masters, so we are looking for impressive skiing from each of these skiers across the board, and I'm looking forward to seeing this next skier on the water. As a junior, this girl had many top finishes in the world contest, in the under-21 world events. Now as a pro skier, earning herself a spot right here in her first Masters as a pro, in her first pro women's final. She's been practicing a ton. She's been training a ton. I follow her through Instagram and social media, and this lady is all about fitness, and she is all about the sport. She comes to us from Scotland. She trains down in Orlando, Florida, with the likes of Andy Mapple. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nicole Arthur.
Arthur was the first skier off in the preliminary round yesterday, made 4 at 38 off. She set the pace as the first skier off, battled her way into the final 4 here on Sunday. So Nicole Arthur, a big task here, Nate, but nothing she can't handle. She can definitely get through that 35 and 38 rope length.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to have any problem here today. As we keep saying, the conditions are perfect, and yesterday she got to go out there, feel out the water, feel out the conditions, know what she has to do today, and just like for April, today's the day. This is where you got to come out and go big.
That's right. Well, if it can go down, it will go down. It'll go down right now, guys, as we get ready for them to put the throttles down in the Nautique 200 and bring Nicole Arthur through. Now, Nicole Arthur actually sent me a tweet last night saying, "Hey, Dano, what's the starting line length for women's pro slalom? And that just tells me that, hey, I've almost made it as a water ski announcer now.
You're so close, Dan. I think you have arrived. I think Dano's arrived. But here we go. Without further ado, Nicole Arthur, second skier off the dock, opening up. Let's see if she can get into that same rhythm she did in the preliminary rounds. Look how early she is into number 2. This is 28 off of a 75-foot line. Nate, you take a look at Nicole Arthur's style. There's a lot of separation off the second wake between her and the buoy, meaning she's really early in the race from buoy to buoy.
Yeah, looking at her, I mean, she's really strong and really aggressive into that first wake, which is getting her over to the buoy line a lot earlier and a lot sooner. But, you know, here it's just a warm-up pass. She's skiing it really strong, really aggressive, not being tentative, which is what I like to see here in this, you know, little bit rough water. So, you know, we'll see in a couple passes, see where she goes with it.
All right, so Nicole Arthur with 28 off in the books. We've got 2 more competitors right after this. She's going to be followed by Whitney McClintock from Canada, and then your top seed course record holder, Regina Jaquez from the USA.
Yeah, and we saw Regina Jaquez not only match but beat her course record out here yesterday. She did that for her sister Renee, I guess, and for herself as well. But right now we're going to get ready to bring Nicole Arthur back through. You look at it getting to become a little bit rolly, a little bit more rolly out there right now. Nonetheless, still pretty calm conditions for these skiers here. But will these rolls affect the skiing here today? We'll find out in just a second, Tyler.
Yeah, I don't know. After April's run, it doesn't seem to be phasing them too much. And if you're tuning in on the webcast, Nicole Arthur coming back in at 32 off. Little to no wind out there. Glass conditions here at Callaway Gardens in the final round. 32 off, circling around number 5. Heavy turnout at number 5, but pulls long into 6. And Nicole getting the job done. So here we go. Things are going to get heated up. Take a look at the replay, Nate. Break us down. What does Nicole do better than anyone else, or equally as good as the rest of the field?
Well, I mean, they're all really good making it to the finals. But you know, watching Nicole, she's so strong and aggressive right there behind the boat. She's patient, stays on the handle with 2 hands all the way out to the buoy line. But you know, kind of thinking back, she skis with Andy Mapple. Well, when you go back and you look at Andy, he's a strong, aggressive skier. Every single pass looks the same, all the way from 28 or 32 off to 41 off. So, you know, I'm sure she gets that style a little bit from him, and you know, we all know what he can do.
And you know what? Looking at that 32 off pass, arguably that was even simpler for Nicole Arthur. She made it look easier than that 28 off pass. So we'll have to see if she can keep that going throughout the rest of the heat here. And hopefully we'll see her get into some 39 off here in this final round of Pro Women's Slalom here at the 55th Masters, guys. And Tyler, I'm taking a look here. You see it down at the beach line. Each time we look back over there, more and more fans packing the waterways area of Robin Lake. But here we go, pass number 3, 35 off for Nicole Arthur.
And here we go. The start's so important for Arthur. She's around 1 over to 2, just as early as she was on the previous pass from buoy to buoy, keeping great rhythm over to number 5, and that was a piece of cake. And I got to tell you, Nate, like you said, she is out there skiing every pass the same.
Yeah, I mean, that looked just the same as the one before that. But, you know, a little scary there at 1 ball. I saw her drop in hard, and you're sat on the tail of the ski there. Had a little bit of a hard hit. But, you know, she's confident, she's strong, she's aggressive, but not playing it tentative at all. And was back in the game there at 2 and cruised the rest of the pass. So, you know, coming back here at 38 off, I think she's got a good chance of running this.
Well, 38 off is the money pass right now. And if she wants a shot at that title, she's going to have to get through 38 off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us on the shoreline or on the webcast, the boat goes down the center of the lake at 34 miles an hour. These skiers reach speeds from 60 to 65 miles an hour, having to control that speed on an edge and then shut that speed down to turn to get across the course. At 38, the rope doesn't reach the buoys, so these skiers are going to have to use all their height to extend and pull themselves from side to side. Nano, 38 off. You can see it. She ran 4 buoys in the preliminary round. She wants it all. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely looking forward to seeing this 38 off pass from Nicole Arthur. What a competitor and what an athlete. Let's check it out, her first Masters Finals.
All right, dropping in at 1. She's going to need to make up some ground at number 2. A little late at number 2, but she's still in this. If she can hook up at number 3, pulling long, and 3 buoys is going to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nicole Arthur. All right, Nate, taking a look at the replay. Looked like she came out of 1 and number 2, and number 3 was kind of the do or die, but just too much speed.
Yeah, I mean, 1 wasn't bad, but, you saw there she kind of apexed a little bit before the buoy there, so she got narrow, a little bit soon, and had a long pull over to 2, couldn't handle the speed too well, and, was late and narrow over to 3 ball. But, it's still some pretty good skiing, and I know she's probably not going to be too happy with that, but, as you said, if that's her first Masters Finals, I think that's pretty exciting.
Well, Dano, that brings us into our top 2 seeds. Who do we have next on the water?
We've got a very impressive skier coming up next, and I'll give her the introduction she deserves here in just a moment. But I just got to say, it's amazing sitting up here with Nate Smith. Now, I look at slalom skiing, and where I grew up, it was basically drive your elbow as deep into the water as you can, hold on, and shoot the biggest wall of spray. Man, you break it down. It's so scientific, and with the help of guys like you, I think you can make anybody a slalom champion, and there's no doubt in my mind. I think I need to get some lessons with you as well, my friend. We've got a very special skier coming through right now from Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, 2014 Moomba Masters Slalom and Overall Champion, Whitney McClintock.
And Whitney McClintock over to number 3 to number 4, and that looks like 32 off, so electing to go off the dock at 32 off instead of 28 off the tow line. Nate, we've spoke a little bit yesterday about the strategy that comes into play. 32 off, definitely we're already getting into those money passes early on in Whitney's ski ride.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see both, obviously, Whitney and then Regina both start at 32 off because they're so consistent at running 39, and that's their 4th and 5th pass coming into 41. But with the conditions so calm, no wind out there, I think we're going to see straight up the line. We're not going to see opting up or anything crazy like that. But we got a couple more warm-up passes here for Whitney before she really has to turn on the heat and put up a big score.
Yeah, and well, Whitney McClintock, I mean, a veteran already, still so young. She's a 4-time world champion, and I'll tell you what, she wants that. We mentioned it earlier, it runs in the blood of the McClintock family. They don't come to contests just to show. They come out here to show off and show people that they are the best, and they come here to show people why the McClintock name has been such a long-standing name in our industry. She is a Nautique team skier. She skis for the Radar Water Ski brand along with her coach, Matt Reaney. If there's a young lady that could take a W here today, I think it's her. Let's see if she can make it happen with her second pass here on the waters of Robin Lake, Whitney McClintock.
All right, so Whitney's coming back through at 35 off as she's around number 3 over to number 4. And like you said, Nate, 35 is really another warm-up pass as she makes that look easy. And one of those skiers who can definitely challenge that 39.5 off loop. But first things to first, going to be 38 next. Taking a look at the replay, again, making 35 off look so easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's just another pass. I mean, there's really no comments for this pass, but the biggest thing that stuck out to me is just the line control. She's aware of her speed, aware where the line's at, when it got loose and got tight, especially right here at 4 ball. She kind of got in deep just a little bit, had a loose line, stayed calm, got over to 5, and not a problem. So, coming back in here at 38, it's a whole new pass, so I don't think it'll be a problem.
She's a skier so many young athletes can look up to. This girl is all about training. It's 365 days a year. It's a job for her. It's a passion for her as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what Whitney's got in store for us. And you got to keep in mind that Whitney's not just competing for the slalom title here this weekend. She's one of just a few ladies going for the overall here at the Masters. And I'll tell you what, she has won won the trick event here at the Masters before, but looking to take home the overall. Can it be done here today? We'll find out. First, we got to get her through this 38 off pass. Let's check it out.
All right, dropping in around number 1, over to number 2. She needs it all. April set the mark at 1 at 39. Can she get this 38 off? In the books. Circling around number 4, racing over to number 5. Strong pull, a lot of confidence into number 6. And now, game on, Nate, because really, I mean, at one buoy, she knows that she can, traditionally easily get up to number 2 and stand up, but Regina does sit on the dock. What do you think the strategy here at 39 is going to be?
Well, I think she's sitting in the water. She knows she's got to put up a huge score because Regina's sitting down there on the dock, and we all know what she's capable of doing. So, I think Whitney, she's going to go out there. Her goal is going to be to run it. I can guarantee that. She never quits, never gives up, and never, settles for just a few buoys. So I think she's going to go out there, try and run it, but, more importantly, she needs to go out there and put up a big score and, pressure Regina. So we'll see what happens when she comes back in. There's no wind. It's pretty nice, so it'll be good.
All right, for those of you tuning in on the webcast, yesterday Regina Jake was the top seed in the event, broke her course record from 2013 of 3 at 39, scoring 3.5 at 39. Now the situation looks a little bit like this. April Coble-Eller from the USA was first off the dock, able to run one buoy at 39.5 off, and we have our second top seed on the water with Whitney McClintock. Need any piece of number 2 to take the lead. Dropping in for that gate. Here comes Whitney into number 1, in deep in number 1, pulled up a little bit into number 2, but decides to go for it at number 2. She's over to number 3, racing to number 4, over to number 4, Whitney McClintock. Ladies and gentlemen, tying the course record at 3.5 at 39 off. Give it up for Whitney McClintock. Wow, Nate, you take a look at the replay. She went for it all, and right here at 2, she made up some ground.
Yeah, such a hard one ball there, but coming in here to 2, she's so early, turns hard. Right there, you can see the whole ski in the water there. But, gets over to 3. I thought she was all right going back over to 4, but just got a little bit impatient and got ahead of herself. But that's still a huge score, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Regina. But, we'll see what happens.
All right, so tying the course record set yesterday by Regina Jaquess, and she is the top seed on the water, so some serious pressure on the competition here. We are going to crown a champion in a matter of moments, no doubt about it, but without further ado, the next skier on the water has won about every title there is to win in the slalom trick and jump event, but her specialty these days has been in the slalom event, breaking world record after world record from the USA, Regina Jaquess.
Any way you want it, it's the way you need it, any way you want it.
All right, Dano, this is Regina Jaquess coming in at 32 off the tow line. So the same strategy Whitney had off the dock, 32 off of that 75-foot line, over to number 4, off to number 5, and around number 6. And we took a look at the credentials yesterday, Dano, of Regina. I mean, it's very, very difficult to punch any holes in this resume.
No, and one of my favorite parts of what Regina is doing here on the water and off the water is this girl is a student of doctor. I mean, she has her own compound pharmacy. She compounds the medicines herself. She's putting in 40 to 60 hours a week at work, plus another 40 hours a week on the water. This girl is in great shape, great fitness. It's not just about water skiing. You see her out there. I've seen photos popping up on social media, her riding the stand-up paddleboards. In fact, I know that Joe Strauss from Hungry Stand-Up Paddleboards are sitting here online watching her right now, and Regina showed me that custom board that he made her, and she's so stoked to be out there and have all of her friends and family watching from all around the world. One event after event, contest after contest, Regina Regina does it over and over and over again. Another one of those skiers going for that overall here this weekend. Last year, I think she was beat out by maybe a quarter of a foot.
All right, well, here we go. Regina Jaquess through the gate and around number 1. This is 35 off of a 75-foot tow line. Looking good in front of the pavilion as she travels into number 4. Big turn at number 4 off to number 5. And Nate, that was a really easy pass for Regina Jaquess. And I got to tell you, Regina, an extremely smooth skier, but when the time comes to pull out some big turns, she certainly can do so, and you're starting to see why on those 2, 4, 6 turns.
Yeah, I mean, watching Regina, every single pass, again, looks just about the same, but she's so strong, so consistent, so patient at the buoy, and you saw right there on the replay here at 3-ball, she kind of checked up a little bit, but, was patient and calm over there at 4. These are all warm-up passes for her. I'm not going to get too excited until we see 39.
All right, well, I'm going to stay excited because she, to me, is one of the most exciting skiers out there. There it is, 6 buoys, 35 off. Nate, you said it, though, she does make it look way too easy. She's been doing it for so long. A veteran, one of the longest-standing names, still a young lady, under 30 years old, has been competing on this level for over a decade, year after year, performing here at the Masters, setting course records in many events. Let's see if she can do it again here today. She broke her own course record yesterday, and in conversation last night, she said she'd like to not only take the win, but also set another course record here on Robin Lake. Let's see if she can do it.
All right, 38 off the tow line. Regina big at number 1. Wall of water off to number 2. A bit of slack rope as she travels into number 3, maintaining the speed and the composure around number 4. Regina getting everything smoothed out as she goes down the course. So here we go. It's going to come down to 39.5 off for the championship. This is the current world record holder, capable of running 3 buoys at 41. Nate, walk us through this 38.
Yeah, I mean, you saw right there at 1-ball, such a huge one. I don't know how she does it. It's such a great gate, such a great one every single pass, and then set her up so good for 2. 38, I want to say it's an easy pass for her, but obviously it's a lot of work. I think that pass looked pretty good. And she's going to come back here at 39 and try and get a good gate, get a good start. She knows where she has to get to, same place she got yesterday. But, as you said, I'm pretty sure she's going to run it. That's my prediction. I think she's going to go for all 6.
Well, let's hope so. She's got her family in the house watching her right now. Her mom and dad, her sister, Renee Jaquess, is back home down out there in Destin, Florida, watching live on the webcast. Of course, Renee broke out of the world of water skiing a few years ago to join the ranks of the world of wake skate. Still looking forward to one day hopefully seeing Regina and Renee battle it out here in the Masters. I know Regina said Renee has been skiing with her a bunch, her ski partner, but right now we're at 39 off. Nate's calling it a full pass. Let's see if it can go down.
All right, here we go. Well, she's going to have to break the course record if she wants the win. Regina Jaquess, 39.5 off, dropping into the gate. She's around number 1, a little slow out of 1, needs a big number 2, gets the number 2, taking some strong hits. Heavy heat into number 3, and that is going to do it. Your new Masters Women's Slalom champion is Whitney McClintock. And ladies and gentlemen, give a hand for Regina. Nate, she came into number 1 right here. She just continued to get a lot of speed from buoy to buoy and was unable to shut it down into number 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of speed there through the gate and into 1-ball. Had a little bit of tip rise. It was so quick into 2, but she tried everything she could to try and turn and got separated crossing the wakes into 3. And at that point, coming in a little bit of rollers here at 3-ball, just a little bit too much for her to handle. But, I'm kind of shocked, kind of surprised. But, hey, you know what? Whitney's the better skier today, and you know what? She deserves the win.
Well, congratulations to Whitney McClintock on becoming the 2014 Women's Slalom champion. Regina Jaquess is going to round out the 2nd spot. April Coble-Eller finished with Nicole Arthur.
We're changing the batteries for about 5-6 minutes.
All right, well, thank you very much, Tyler, and thank you very much, Nate. We're going to bring you back up here in just a few moments, but right now, if we can get this camera on us up here in the Robin's Nest, a very special guest hanging out with me, and we're going to do a quick little interview with the president and CEO of the Nautique brand, making his 7th year return to the Masters, Bill Jurgen. Bill, how you doing?
Oh, Dano, we're doing great. What a wonderful weekend. The competition on the water has been incredible. We've got pro women have set 3 course records in jump, slalom, and tricks. Never before happened, I'm told, and it's just what a great weekend. The athletes have been incredible. The weather's been incredible. The boats have been incredible. The crowds have been incredible. It's just a really, really fun weekend.
Billy, you talk about the records, man. Well, year after year, the top towboats in the world pulling those records, setting new records, and today you see it out there. It's the beautiful Ski Nautique 200. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
What an amazing boat. You know, we've got 17 world records behind that boat. 2 are pending that we expect to be approved, and it's just amazing. No boat's ever done it in the history of our sport. 17 world records, and it hasn't even been out 5 years yet. And so what an amazing boat. The ultimate skiing experience, the Ski Nautique 200.
Well, an amazing boat. How about your amazing team? From wake skating to wake surfing to wakeboarding to skiing. You're talking about guys like Olympic medalist Tommy Shashin representing the Nautique brand for wake surfing. In wake skating, the legend himself, Scott Byerly and Brandon Thomas, the first ever champion in the wake skate division. In wakeboarding, another living legend, Sean Murray, Danny Harf, young up-and-comers like guys like Mike Dowdy, defending Masters champion female riders like Ramey Merritt, Emily Copeland. We just had skier Nate Smith, world record holder Nate Smith, and of course the new Masters champion Whitney McClintock. Can you talk a little bit about Team Nautique?
Oh, it's amazing. We got the best skiers, the best wakeboarders in the world, and we're just so excited to have for the team we do. Just great people and incredible athletes, and we're just so proud they choose Nautique.
You guys do so much for the industry on the water and off the water, and I can't go without noticing all of the traffic going past the Nautique Cares booth this weekend. And I also noticed that one-of-one very, very special colorway on the newest model in the Nautique brand, the G21. Can you talk a little bit about what's going on over there with Nautique Cares?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a booth here. I just encourage everybody on the beach and in the stands here, stop by the Nautique Cares booth. Check out that Nautique G21. That is a boat we've donated. We're giving it away to an organization called As Our Own, and it could be your boat. All we ask is you go by and make a donation to As Our Own, and you'll be entered into the sweepstakes. And this is an incredible organization. They're doing amazing work, Dano, in India. And we took some of our team to India in October to see the work they're doing. And we just ask everybody, just at least stop by, check it out, look at the boat. It's a great boat. It's a special edition. Talk to our team over there in the booth. Stop by. They're doing amazing work helping young girls in India. And if you're watching the webcast, please go to asourown.org, Nautique G21. Check it out. That Nautique G21, we've already donated it. 100% of the proceeds go to As Our Own. And we just really encourage people to check that. It's an amazing cause. It's really, really a good cause. And for a donation, you can possibly win that boat. So go by the booth or go by asourown.org on the web, Nautique G21.
You know, Bill, it's so cool. Me as the announcer for so many events around the U.S. already, I've been on the road for about 4 weeks now, kicking off the season at the Nautique Wake Games. Now, I've seen that G21, that special one-of-one, already at a handful of events, not just Nautique events. Can you talk about the support throughout the industry we're getting from the As Our Own charity efforts?
Absolutely. Other events, even non-Nautique events, are letting us go by and you have the boat of the industry so we can raise awareness and funds for this organization. And so we had a lot of our vendors that contributed materials to the boat as we were building it, Dano. So the industry has really gotten behind this. And again, I wish we had more time to talk about it, but just there is no better cause helping young girls in India. Please go by the Nautique Cares 10 or go to asourown.org/Nautique G21.
You know, Bill, Nautique boats are in over 50 countries now.
62, Dano.
62 countries, and you travel around the world to each of your dealers, to all of your dealers throughout the year. You guys could have picked any charity to be a part of. What is it about As Our Own that sets this charity apart from anything else that you've been a part of over the years?
Our team's done a lot of trips, as you know, Dano. We've taken employees to Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, all over Central America, the Caribbean, India, and we've been to some of the poorest places in the world trying to help serve with our Nautique team. But this is just a cut above. Not that the others aren't amazing organizations, but this combines incredible poverty with other things that are just unspeakable, and this organization, As Our Own, is trying to help. So it's just an amazing organization. We're thrilled to donate this boat. We're thrilled that 100% of the proceeds can go to help an amazing cause, and we're thrilled that some lucky person is going to win that boat. So go by the booth or asourown.org/Nautique G21.
Well, here's the thing about As Our Own. This is a humongous problem, what's going on over there in India, and I know that off the microphone you and I have had the opportunity to talk, and yesterday I got to talk to the CEO of As Our Own as well. And here's the thing about it. It takes people to make a difference, and realistically, Bill, with the help and support of the fans as well as the entire world of towed water sports, we can make a difference.
We can absolutely make a difference, Dano. We can do two things. One is we can raise some money that will directly impact and change the lives of several young girls.
But Bill, it's not just about the money. That's the thing.
Absolutely. The money's important, but it's about awareness. If this problem's going to be solved, we got to create a lot of awareness. And so, frankly, that's what we're trying to do as much as raise money. Is we want to raise money and help the young girls, but we also want to raise awareness and try to come up with a fix. I tell our team, it takes a lot of straws sometimes to break the camel's back, and we definitely want to be a straw. We want Nautique Cares and our organization, our team, and the whole industry. This isn't a Nautique thing at all. So, this is about our industry getting behind an incredible cause. So we encourage everybody, go by the booth. It's right back off Vendor Row here, or go to asourown.org/Nautique G21.
You guys, it's very, very important stuff, and realistically, you spend just a few moments over there at the Nautique Cares with Abby, and she'll let you know what's going on. And seriously, from the moment I heard about it, I wanted to join in and help. I'm going to be buying my ticket for that G21 at the Nautique Nationals coming up at the BSR Ski Ranch in this July for Wakeboard Nationals. And Bill, we're going to get ready to get on the water here in just a few moments with our Pro Men's Slalom event, but I do know that we're going to have you back up here in the Bird's Nest a little bit later on today. I thank you so much for joining us up here right now. Don't go too far, because a little bit later I got some more questions for you. Guys, once again, give it up for the president and CEO of the Nautique brand, my good friend, the Yergs, Mr. Bill Yergin. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Dano.
Everybody get up.
Alrighty. We're going to waste no time, and we're going to go right into this men's slalom final. Here's what it looks like. Will Asher, Thomas DeGasperi, Aaron Larkin, top seed, John Travers. So, coming first off the dock, the defending Masters champion from 2013, this is Will Asher. Now, the boat speed is at 36 miles an hour, and Willie, a little bit out of shape at number one, but able to gain his composure. This is 32 off, so 36 miles an hour, 32 off for these men coming off the dock. Nate, if we could get a replay on this last pass, Willie came into number one over the top of his ski, but was able to recover.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I see that a lot out of Will, but that doesn't faze him. This is 32 off. This is warm-up pass. It's all easy stuff. So, I'm not too worried about seeing that. I think he'll kind of clean that up here at 35, and then 38 and 39 is where he really needs to ski well.
Yeah, taking a look at the webcast, just getting all the nerves out, really. And Dano, that's to be expected in the final round. He got in deep, pulled himself back in the game. His resume, though, as the defending champ, Will Asher could easily take this title here today.
Well, he's not just a defending champ. He's a 5-time U.S. Masters champion. You know, he's a 4-time world champion. Will Asher has what it takes, and when it comes down to it for this man, it is all about slalom, and it's all about the win. We'll see if he can do it here again today. A lot of momentum for Will Asher, but as a defending champion, maybe not quite used to taking off first off the dock.
All right, so here we go. Will Asher trying to set the bar high for the remaining seeds at 35 off around number 4, and we're going to take a look at that 2-4 side as the rope gets shorter. That is his good side as a right foot forward skier getting the job done. So, you know, a couple of bobbles and a couple shakes, Nate, but I think the nerves of the finals just getting all worked out here before the line gets shortened to 38 off.
Yeah, I mean, watching the replay across here, he did the same thing a little bit. He cleaned it up a little bit, still slid there at one ball. You can kind of see he crunched over the front, but you know, he did the typical Will Asher 2-4-6, and you know, he's figuring things out. I wouldn't be too worried, and he'll come back here at 38.
You know, over the years watching Willie ski out there, I've come to notice this guy is a scrappy skier. This guy can find himself in situations that any other skier would go out the front and launch themselves and take a crash. So strong, and it has a lot to do with his off-water regiment training, relaxing, CrossFit training. I know he actually does a little training with Nautique team rider Kyle Rattray and Rusty Malinowski at their CrossFit gym down there in Central Florida, Claremont CrossFit. We're going to see if he can do this again here in just a moment, guys. We get ready to bring him back through. You can check out his A3 slalom ski from the Syndicate line off of HO over at the HO booth, and some amazing discounts and deals today from the defending champions ski brand HO. Here we are to 38 off for Will Asher.
Well, with a much better one ball at 38, so here comes Will Asher over to number 4, and this pass looking like the best pass that he has had this round of competition. And Nate, this one buoy, you can see each pass is progressively getting better and better for Will as he come around number 1 with a nice tight line here.
Yeah, one ball was much better here. You know, he got out of 1 clean, much better. Got over to 2, did his typical Will Asher 2. But, you know, I saw here at 3 and 5, he had a little bit of loose line if you watch up here on the replay, which is still, you know, kind of concerns me a little bit. But, you know, it's Will. He digs himself in holes, gets out of it. It's, you know, it's pretty crazy some of the stuff he can get out of, just like he said.
Well, and Dano spoke to it earlier. Will has got a lot of tools in his tool bag if he needs to reach down and grab one of those big 2-4 turns out. He certainly can do so at 39 off. This is the pass, really, before the pass, because your top seed yesterday, Jonathan Travers, qualifying into this round at 2 buoys at 41 off. Certainly 39 off is the pass that he needs to run if he needs to put any type of pressure on Thomas DeGaspery, Aaron Larkin, and John Travers. Here we go. 39.5 off. Can Will Asher get a good one ball? And he is through the gates and around number 1 over the top, but expect a big 2. There it is. He's back in it. It's like he just started the course again. Over to number 4. It's going to be, oh! And Nate, it almost looks like his binding snapped or something around number 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a little unusual to see Will go down on his onside there, but, you know, I thought 1 was great, and there's massive 2 ball, and, you know, can't see because of the spray here at 3, but, you know, I thought that looked pretty good, and I didn't catch the binding, but, you know, that could have been it.
So there it is, guys. The score to beat right now, 3.5 buoys at 39 off, and he can hear you out there. Give it up for your defending master slalom champion, HO skier Will Asher. And you can meet Will and the rest of the HO Syndicate slalom team over at the HO booth just a little bit later on today. But remember, don't forget to stop down there and get up to 30% off the skis and equipment that these top pros are riding over there at that HO tent right now. And I think it's time to get our next skier on to the water, the second skier of this Pro Men Final 4. You see the camera down at the dockside area, and you see and you can feel the electricity in the air. This is the main stage. This is the main event. And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from Taranto, Italy, representing for Eagle Sports, Masterline, and Goodwater Skis. He is a 6-time European national champion, the 2013 World Games champion, 2014 and current reigning Moomba Masters champion. He is a two-time World Slalom Ski champion, Thomas De Gasperi. And there it is. Thomas De Gasperi is on the water. Fans from all around the world watching him here with us today. We've got one of his greatest fans. That's right, Andrei Muslov from Russia. And here we go with Thomas De Gasperi starting off his Masters run.
Oh, yeah, here comes Thomas. And this is 35 off the dock. So here we go. A little bit of strategy being played out. He's going to go with 35. So, Nate, he's only going to have to run through 2 passes before he's already at that 39.5 off loop. What do you think's going through Thomas's mind opening up at 35?
Well, I'm a little shocked because the conditions, they're so perfect. There's no advantage one way or the other. But, it's what he did yesterday, so maybe he's just trying to, be consistent and try and do the same thing from yesterday. But, he's seen enough skiers go down here at this 3 to 4 ball area. So, maybe you want to switch it up and bring the 39 from the other direction. So that's kind of interesting to see him do that, but we'll see how it works for him.
All right, well, looking forward to seeing that rope shortened to that 38 off from Thomas De Gasperi. It was a solid 35 off right there. I actually spent a lot of time skiing with Thomas. He is my coach over the past couple of years, doing a lot of slalom training. He helps me with my trick skiing. This guy is an all-around great athlete, of course, with his focus on slalom ski, looking for his first Masters Championship here today. Will it happen? Only time will tell. The throttles go down on that Nautique 200 as they turn that boat around, and we get set for 38 off from this man, the 2-time world champion, Thomas De Gasperi.
38 off the rope, falling just inside the buoy line. Here comes Thomas around number 2. Little bit of a hiccup around number 2. Ski chatters into 3, but he's over to 4. Back again at number 4, but he's going to remain calm. Pulls all the way over to 6, and there it is. And Nate, sometimes those 38 off passes, Thomas knows he has to get through them. It's like you may not want to ski him too hard, but you have to ski him hard enough to complete full 6 buoys.
Yeah, 32 and 35, you can kind of consider a warm-up pass, but, every pass is hard. 38, though, that's kind of the pass that you can go out there, feel it out, but that's the last pass before you really have to turn on the heat and be strong and be aggressive. I didn't see really any problems with that, but I'm still seeing him, a little bit of bobble here at 3 and 4 ball coming that direction. So maybe there's a little bit of rollers, maybe coming off the ramp. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see him coming here at 39, see what happens.
No matter how many times you find yourself on the main stage, at some point the nerves have to set in there. Well, guys, we are going to get him back up onto the water here and bring him through for the 39.5 off pass. Right now, the score to beat was set by our first skier, Will Asher, at 3.5 at 39 off. Will Thomas De Gasperi be able to make it happen here? We find out now as the throttles go down, and T-Gas, the current reigning and defending Moomba Masters champion, gets set to take that big cut out and gets ready to cut through those gates. Here it is, 39 off, coming around buoy number 1, over to number 2, nice and easy around. Can he make it over to number 3? Sure can. Over to number 4. T-Gas has got it going on. Over to number 5, and can he make it over to number 6? There it is, T-Gas, 39 off from Thomas De Gasperi.
Oh, yeah, this replay, Nate, is going to be really interesting to take a look at as he dropped in at the gate. Everything looked pretty good at the beginning of this pass, but as he makes his way down in front of the pavilion from 3 to 4, he really had to pull the athleticism out, and from 5 to 6, Nate, I don't even know how he pulled it off.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And like you said, the start wasn't bad. Had a little bit of hitch there at 1 ball and got in deep at 2, but 3 and 4, getting through this little bumpy water right here, he didn't panic. He knew that his ski was going to hold. He knew that he was going to be able to get over there to 5, and I think he had that hand on one finger on the fingertips there at 5-ball, barely stretching around.
Hey, Thomas DeGasperi, a Polk Audio sponsored skier, and in honor of that, we're going to give away 2 pair right now of Polk Audio Ultra Fit headphones. Kate Denkman and Tyler Bird.
Oh, yeah.
Get on down to the Polk Audio booth right now and collect your prize.
All right, so Thomas DeGasperi, this is it, 41 off. John Travers qualified yesterday with 2. Let's see what he can do to put some pressure on the remaining 2 competitors behind the Nautique 200. Around 1 over the top of the ski. Can he turn 2? He can turn 2 over to number 3, and that is going to do it as he gets back to the wake. Unbelievable effort there for Thomas DeGasperi.
3 buoys at 41 off from T-Gas. One of his best showings here at the Masters. Will it be enough? Only time will tell. Masters, get loud. Keep it going. One more time for Thomas DeGasperi.
There at 41 off. That's only 1 buoy behind the course record.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. I know he's going to be absolutely excited with that. You can tell over there all the fist pumps. That's a great start, great 1 ball, great 2. He knew. I saw him coming into 3. I knew he was going to stand up 3 and S-turn that. But that's a huge score. That's a safe score. I know the guys down there on the dock are a little bit nervous right now. I know I was last year when I had that same thing come up in front of me. But very, very good skiing by T-Gas, and we'll see if that holds.
Nerves are setting in, but you know what? It's what drives champions to that next level. Tyler, I know you've got some special giveaways for us.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Jennifer Emery of LaGrange, Georgia. You are the winner of a $100 gift card from Overton's Water Sports. Come see Dan at the Overton's tent to claim your prize. Jennifer Emery from LaGrange, Georgia.
Yes, and I want to remind everybody, if you're interested in joining us tonight at the awards banquet, tickets are on sale, and those tickets are only on sale for about 1 hour and 30 more minutes. That's right. Go on over to the media trailer and pick some up. Also, don't forget to stop over at the As Our Own tent. Visit with Ralph Bourdet, who's here, the CEO of As Our Own. It's over at the Nautique Cares tent. Your chance to win a Super Air Nautique G21. Coming up next on to the waters of Robin Lake from New Zealand, this is Aaron Larkin.
Aaron Larkin, another skier with a powerful onside turn. So watch him on 1, 3, and 5 can really get in and lock that hip up into the handle. Taking a look at the conditions right now, Nate. I don't know in the last 5 years that I've had the opportunity to announce this event that the conditions have been any better than this.
Yeah, I mean, this is my 3rd year in a row here. I came back in 07. I don't really remember in the juniors. I don't really remember the conditions, but this is by far the best I've ever seen it. The weather, the sun, calm water, even the conditions out there. It's not really that bumpy. So, he started at 32. T-Gas started at 35. It paid off for him. So we'll see if he comes back at 35 or opts up to 38. But watching him yesterday was very, very strong, consistent skiing. Probably the best I've seen Aaron ski in a really long time.
All right, so Aaron Larkin opening up at 32 off. So he's going to have to run the labyrinth through 35, 38, 39 to challenge Thomas DeGasperi, currently sitting at 3 buoys at 41 off.
If you want to go,
Dano, you take a look right here at Larkin's resume. I mean, he has been here in the U.S. competing, and he's been around the world taking these slalom titles. He's been at the top of the IWSF elite list. Larkin,
38.
Here we go. Just in from the officials, an opt up to 38. So we see Thomas DeGasperi opening up at 35. Well, here's a 32, opt up to 38. Aaron Larkin getting it going on the second pass where the rope doesn't reach the buoys. Larkin in the water at 1 is going to have to make up some ground over to number 3. Watch him turn that 5 ball to make himself get over to number 6. And what a recovery for Aaron Larkin, considering the 1 ball, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought he was going to do that. It was very interesting to see, him come down at 32 off. But, got in deep there at 1 ball, got himself out of it. Safety turn 2, did a typical Aaron Larkin at 3 ball. But, he looked good, and he's going to come back here at 39, take that same pass, same direction as T-Gas did, and see what he can do.
So check this out, guys. You want to meet and greet with some of your favorite ski athletes following Pro Men Finals. We've got the HO autograph signing happening. That's right, the HO Syndicate team going to be signing autographs over there at the Ambush Board Company tent over there. And also 12:45 following Pro Men, you get to meet and greet with this guy, Nate Smith, over there at the Nautique tent. So your opportunity, guys, to rub elbows with the stars of Total Water Sports. 2 opportunities coming up next over at the HO booth and over there at the Nautique autograph signing, kicking off at 12:45.
All righty. Here we go. It's going to be 39.5 off for Aaron Larkin. He has to get through this one to challenge the leader, Thomas DeGasperi, sitting comfortably with 3 at 41. So here comes Aaron Larkin. He needs a better start than he did on that 38. Let's see if he gets it. Drops in behind the Nautique 200. Around number 1, clips at the backside of the buoy, standing up at 2. I don't know if he's going to be able to make up ground, but he's going to fight his way down the lake and hitting a few bumps there on Robin Lake. That's going to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Aaron Larkin. And you take a look at the replay, Nate. He was behind, but he kept on fighting here out of 1 ball.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem too bad of a gate. You know, he went in hard there at 1 ball, got stood up there at 2, which put him late over to 3. But, you know, with Aaron, he can turn that 1-3-5 side. He just, you know, couldn't get it done there at 3 ball and was so late over here to 4 and just popped the tail out of the water. A little bit unfortunate, but still really strong skiing. A really good score from yesterday.
All right, well, check this out. Knowing the kind of athlete he is, you're going to be able to pull through this one here, take a couple deep breaths, and you can meet Aaron Larkin and the rest of the Radar ski team over at the Radar tent coming up following Pro Men's Finals. So after Pro Men Finals, you get to meet Team Radar over at the Radar tent. Over at the Nautique tent, there's a Nautique team signing, HO Syndicate team autograph signing as well. So plenty of opportunities across the board to meet and greet with your favorite ski athletes here today at the Masters. And Tyler, Nate, this is one of my favorite parts of Total Water Sports. This is just a tight family. Tell me the last time you went to a basketball game and got to meet one of your favorite players. Tell me the last time you went to a baseball game and got to meet one of the legends. You get to do it at each of these events, and that's what's so cool. That's what sets this industry apart from any other industry. We are a family, and we prove it year after year, guys. There he is, Aaron Larkin, back to shore, guys. A great effort right there from the Kiwi skier. Tyler, Nate, fans, we've got 1 skier in the heat left to hit the water. This young man represents for HO Skis, the Syndicate ski team. He represents for Travers Ski School, Sunset Lakes. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a past Masters champion, the top seeded athlete coming into the heat. Please put your hands together for John Travers. You talk about John Travers, you talk about a young man who grew up in the thick of it with one of the most respected ski schools in his backyard, and his father as one of the most respected ski coaches of all time, Tyler. He's done it before on the grandest stage of them all, right here at Callaway Gardens on Robin Lake. But what's it gonna take today if John Travers wants to earn himself the W here at the 55th Masters?
Well, it wasn't too long ago that John Travers took this title, so I think that experience is going to come into play. But Dano, first things first, make it through the first couple passes, work your way up to 39.5 off, and then from there, and Nate can speak to it better than I can, to get a piece of the 4th buoy at 41 off. What is it going to take for John Travers?
Yeah, I mean, just as you said, though, out here in these conditions, you know, looking at it right now, it's so perfect out there. It's flat. There's no wind, no bumps. But, you know, you got to take this 1 pass at a time. No matter how each pass goes, you got to take 1 pass at a time, sit down at the end of the lake. You got to reset. And, you know, coming in here at 41, he's got to have a great gait, great 1 and 2, and just be confident. And I know John can do it. I've seen him run 41 many times. He's very capable of doing it. So, we'll see what happens, and, best of luck to him.
Well, he had an impressive run yesterday at 39.5 off, so we know he could do it today. He was the top competitor from the semifinal round, scoring 2 buoys at 41 off. It's going to take a huge effort to get to that third buoy as Thomas DeGasperi sits on the pavilion now, and he waits and watches, because in moments we're going to have a new Masters champion, Jonathan Travers from Okahonka, Florida, Jack Travers Ski School. And like you said, Dano, it grew up right there, ski school in the backyard, received the best coaching in the world. He's going to have to pull on all of that experience here in this finals competition.
Well, no doubt about it, but the course is set, Tyler. Glassy conditions. In fact, possibly the best conditions we've seen here at the Masters in well over a decade. The score to beat, 3 at 41 off, set by Thomas DeGasperi. But now on the water, this is Jonathan Travers.
All right, so Jonathan Travers, the conditions, if you're tuning in on the webcast, these conditions are the best conditions I've seen at Callaway Gardens, as Travers, the top seed, opens up at 32 off. We'll see if he plays any strategy into his slalom skiing as he circles around number 6 and out the gate, Jonathan Travers. And Nate, you spoke of it. You've seen Jonathan Travers run those 41s from time to time. He can certainly do it here today, but getting through 32, 35, 38, 39 and a half off, does it play a little bit of a factor when your endurance is at stake to get all the way to 41 from here?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but it is a lot of passing. I mean, by the time you get to 41, that is your 5th pass, so you can be tired, you can be out of breath, but typically you're so excited, and so adrenaline's going so much that you don't really think about that here. I know my finals last year, I'm sitting there on the dock and I'm so nervous and shaking. One of the most nervous tournaments I've ever been to, with Will's big score out there. But after your first pass, you get in the water, you talk to the driver at the end, you get calmed down, and you just kind of take things one pass at a time and hit the reset button at the end if you have a bad pass, and just come back in and try your hardest. And as you said, John's very capable of running 41. So I think he can tie, beat, or go after that course record even today.
Well, Dano, here we go. 35 off, a running total of 48 buoys. Thomas DeGasperi sitting comfortably right now with 3 at 41 off. JT, Jonathan Travers, coming back to the pavilion as he drops in around number 1. JT, another skier who can get a huge 135 if he needs it. Really, really smooth right now behind that 200. Bit slow out of number 4, but just filling out the conditions. Dano, I think JT is going to bring the heat here in this final round.
Yeah, he's going to have to, as far as it goes, and when it comes down to it, he's a guy that can do it at any time. Absolutely a beautiful effort right there from John Travers as you watch the instant replay. All 6 buoys at 35 off there. And he looks so comfortable, he looks so composed and so relaxed out there on the water. But that rope line is getting shorter. The nerves are getting a little faster out there. You can feel it up here. You can feel the electricity in the air. The anticipation from the fans, from the crowd, from the skiers, from them all. This is the Masters. This is the biggest event of the year. This is the hardest event in the entire world and of all time for any skier to earn themselves a spot in, and not only just a spot into the event, but a spot here into the final round of action, a spot where only a handful of people have ever been able to make it to that top level. Here we go for our next pass, guys. This is 38 off from Jonathan Travers. He's gonna need to run this if he wants a piece of Thomas DeGasperi here today.
All right, a little wheelie out of number 1, but JT settling down. Like I said, he can hook up hard and fast out of that 135 turn over to number 5, and Jonathan Travers doing what it takes to get through 38 off. So Nate, here it comes. The pass before the pass. And we'll take a look at this replay here in a moment, but the way that this is shaken out, he is going to have to run 39 from the opposite direction that Thomas DeGasperi did, but the conditions not a factor, and 38 looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for the water conditions because I'm not out there, but, looking at the wind, it's equal from both ends, and, as you said, the pass before the pass, there's a 38 off, looked very clean, got stuck a little bit there at one ball, but stayed in control, and, John's such a strong and consistent skier. I mean, I don't see any reason he shouldn't be able to get down this pass, and he just got to stay calm, be patient, be strong behind the boat, and it'll be good.
Jonathan Travers, a Nautique team skier. He knows the wake. He knows the boat. He's done it here at the Masters. He knows the course. All the variables are there. The question, will he put it together right now as they shorten that line length another 1.5 feet, and we get set to bring John Travers through at 39.5 off. Let's check it out as the boat gets set to come through the gates, and watch as John takes that start cut out and prepares to cut through the buoys, the gates. Here he is around number 1 at 39 off, over to number 2, making it up and around number 3, over to number 4, buoy to buoy, number 5, and it looks like he's going to get over and around number 6, 39.5 off from John Travers. Tyler, Nate, we've got a contest.
Oh, yeah, you take a look at the replay. JT went for it heavy at the gate, but hooked up at number 1, kept the momentum. The ski had plenty of speed to turn nicely at number 2, and JT with a strong showing there at 39.5 off. Now, Nate, break it down to us. Jonathan Travers needs 3 buoys to tie any piece of 4 for the win. What could be going through his mind right now?
Well, he's sitting down at the end of the lake just pretty excited right now to get through 39. I think that I've watched a lot of slalom today and yesterday. That was one of the best passes I've seen, and for that to be 39 off, that's amazing. Sitting down there at the end, he knows what he has to be. He knows a part of a full 3 is a tie, and any part of 4 ball is a win. So he's sitting down there, and yesterday I saw him get over to 2 ball nice and early and wide, and I think he can do it. I think he can get over to 3 ball and hopefully get over there and turn it and be over to 4.
Well, taking a look at the scoreboard, the current course record, Chris Parrish back in 2005 scored 4 at 41. Here we go for the championship. Needs any piece of number 4 to take over. Thomas DeGasperi, John Travers dropping into the gates. He's going big at 1, and that is got.
And there it is, Tyler. There it is. The Italian has done it. 3 buoys at 41 off. Your new Masters champion, Thomas DeGasperi.
Oh, and a great effort there from John Travers, but has to feel pretty good about getting through that 39. Congratulations to Thomas DeGasperi, and Jonathan Travers takes the 2nd spot.
I'm going down with Bill. You're going to do some on-site stuff.
Hey, thanks. It's fun.
Thank you, dude.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Tyler.
All right.
Nate.
Everybody get up.
Not gonna want it. Come on, Pete. All right, you're not going to want to miss this at 12:45. Nautique signing. Head on over there. There's all sorts of things going on. Check it out. At 12:45, there's going to be a Nautique signing. Also giving away T-shirts, Nautique, from 5 to 10 minutes. So if you're looking for some free T-shirts, be hanging out. I'd be hanging out over there at the Nautique booth. Well, joined once again with Mr. Pete Surrett up here in the announcing booth, and look at that, Pete. You even get you get the gold mic today.
The gold microphone. Wow, I feel honored.
Not too many people get on Dano the Manos microphone, and we are headed into the Big Dog competition presented by O'Brien.
Absolutely. We feel like we've got it bookend here. We've been doing the junior head-to-heads for the youngsters, and now we're out here sponsoring the Big Dog guys, and looking forward to a good head-to-head competition today.
Well, I've had the opportunity to announce these Big Dog competitions from time to time, and I know that it all started here in the U.S., but is now traveling internationally around the globe, and these competitors competing from the ages of 35 all the way up into 60 years old. I mean, I've seen Crystal Point battle it out a couple times. So tell us a little bit about O'Brien's relationship with the Big Dog competitors.
Well, started way back in the beginning with, there was just one or two events throughout the year, and it was a great opportunity for us to get involved in another part of the sport that we believe in, to give some of these athletes an opportunity to get out and get on a big stage with the webcasts and at the various events. And, again, something we believe very strongly in, and it's proved to be a great thing from a standpoint. We're seeing awesome performances. These guys they can still ski at that age.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of times you come out of the junior ranks and then you go through college. You got to establish a career, build a family, all those types of things. And then we see a lot of re-emerging faces into the Big Dog competition. That's the beauty of it. So still being able to compete at elite level. I mean, I've been to these Big Dog competitions where 39, 41s have gone down. So the only difference from the Big Dogs to what we just witnessed in the men's slalom event is the boat speed dropping down to 34 miles an hour. But regardless, these guys can go out there and run some short slalom. No question of it. And looking at my running order in the Big Dog slalom head-to-head presented by O'Brien today, we're going to have Jeremy Newby Ricci versus Jay Leach. Now, more familiar with Jay Leach as a competitor as I've seen him around. We'll see how these guys battle it out. But this all started on Friday morning at 7:30 in the morning for these Big Dogs, Pete.
Yeah, they made them get up early. I'm not quite sure why they made the old guys get up early, but it was a lot of fun out here on Friday. Saw some good scores. We've got some awesome conditions out here this afternoon, and I think we're going to see some good scores again. For those of you that haven't seen like one of the finals, we've been down at Okehili a couple times and run the finals under the lights. And I've been around this industry for a very long time, and it is one of the coolest things that I have ever seen when they flip those lights on the course, and these guys have to come out basically in the darkness and get out there and ski at Okehili. Which is obviously a great venue. Always love to be down there, but that makes it that much more special when you're at a venue like that under the lights. And again, watching these guys get into 41, you're basically in the total darkness.
Absolutely, and these guys compete nearly year-round, because I know some of these international competitions start early in the year, around March and April, and they carry through to August, even September sometimes. So let's see what these two competitors have today. Again, the Big Dog Slalom head-to-head presented by O'Brien. And O'Brien has been putting up money all weekend for the junior competitors. We saw that earlier with the junior men yesterday, and now the junior girls today. So certainly these athletes appreciating what O'Brien's doing, as well as the spectators. And these Big Dog competitors hitting Robin Lake. This is big, Pete, for them.
Oh, same thing. Getting these guys out here on Sunday, skiing with the pros. For some of these guys that maybe weren't pros in their career, but are at that elite level now, gives them an opportunity to come out here and see what it's all about here on Robin Lake.
All right, well, a little bit different format than we just witnessed in the men's slalom, because this is a head-to-head battle. Jay Leach on the water, opening up at 32 off. Now, Jay Leach, a guy that has been in a lot of these Big Dog competitions. Again, the boat traveling 34 miles an hour. The age of these gentlemen, 35 and older. Getting it done, Jay Leach on pass number one. Now, Nate, we obviously know that you've seen the 41 off loop a couple times. These guys see it. They see it a little differently at 34 miles an hour. In your mind, what is the advantage and the disadvantage from 34 to 36 when the line is that short?
Well, the advantage the advantage at 34 is, you got a little bit more time. Things don't happen so quick, so you can get away with a little bit more mistakes. But the disadvantage that I've found out is you can dig yourself in holes. It's kind of like a deep water start almost at every buoy at 34 miles an hour. So, it's kind of 50-50 one way or the other. Obviously, 36 is definitely harder, but these guys, you got to give them a lot of credit for what they do at 34 miles an hour.
Absolutely. So spacing between the buoy may be an advantage, but how can you keep up that ski speed is the thing here. With Jeremy Newby Ricci coming through the gate, you can see much more aggressive style, getting out on the front of that ski a little bit behind that Nautique 200 into number 4 over to number 5, and this is really a warm-up pass as you're going to see these guys 32, 35, 38 off. And Pete, I remember 7:30 in the morning on Friday, these guys battled it out and had a little bit of trouble with 38. Now, I don't know if that was that they were really having trouble or it was just 7:30 in the morning was the issue.
Haven't seen these guys ski for the last few years out here on the Big Dog Tour. I think it was 7:30 in the morning because I've seen both these guys do much better than that. Like you said, get in deep into 39 or into 41. They both have the ability to do it. They're both elite level skiers. I think we're going to see some good scores today.
Well, Nate, you spoke of it, the advantages and the disadvantages in this event, but folks like Chris LaPointe, who have skied at the elite level, Andy Mapple, who have skied at the elite level, have skied in these big dog competitions. So, those guys, these names that may be just becoming well known in the ski community in the big dog competition, facing off against some pretty heavy talent.
Yeah, I mean, I got to ride in the boat last year for the Big Dog event, watch these guys go head to head, and, I got to be in the boat that won with Jeremy, and, it's pretty amazing what they can do. They've all competed at 36, and like you said with Andy and the LaPointes, it's pretty cool what they can do here at 34.
All right, so 35 off, and that one's in the book for Mr. Jay Leach. And you go to one of these big dog competitions, sometimes they're under the lights, sometimes it's daylight like we're seeing right now. But these guys, when they start battling it out, it only takes one in these competitions, 139 to go down, and then it's just like 39 goes down 15, 20 times in a weekend, Pete. So we'll see what these guys can do as you take a look at the replay. Jay Leach falling into rhythm, looking really, really good. The conditions can't get any better here at Callaway Gardens for this big dog competition, the first ever held at the Masters, with Jeremy Newby Ricci up next as he comes into the course, pulling out wide on his gates, dropping in around at number 1. He's over to number 2. Jeremy looking strong as he travels right in front of the pavilion. I think this is looking like a better pass as he's going to knock down this 35 off.
Just watching that, it looked pretty easy. Both these guys are such great skiers, and these are both warm-up passes, just as they were for the pros right behind them or before them. But I think talking to both of them the other morning, I got here after they skied, and I arrived at 7:30. So
wow.
they were out on the water pretty early. They were kind of saying, oh well, the sun wasn't even up and all that. So I think the lower scores the other day was just simply because it was so early in the morning, and they weren't awake yet. So I think today we're going to see some pretty big scores from them.
All right, well, 38's going to be next. Dano the Mano, are you on site somewhere, my friend?
No.
He's somewhere. He's trying to work out the Mano cam. It's what he's calling it, I believe. So, Dano, we're going to get to you in just 1 second as they're going to pull our next competitor through at 38 off. This is Jay Leach, 38. Now, Pete had some issues on 7:30's pass to qualify. What do you expect from Jay Leach here?
I expect to see him run all 6 buoys. I think the conditions are great. I think we're going to see a good easy pass here.
All right, so 38 off. Jay Leach has seen this pass many times. Wheelie out of 1 over to number 2. Leach dipping the handle in at number 3, nice and early into number 4. Leach, can he get outside of number 5? Much better run that he did in the semifinals. Good pass. Dano, where are you at, my man?
Hanging out over here by the Nautique. I'm sorry, guys. Let me start over. I'm hanging out over here by the Nautique Cares tent with the one and only president, and CEO of the Nautique brand, Mr. Bill Jurgen. We're here to talk about some really special stuff going on over here. Bill, how you doing? And let's talk a little bit about Nautique Cares and As Our Own.
Absolutely. Dano and I are here at the 10th, the Nautique Cares. We just encourage everybody from the beach, come on over, see us, check this out. Check out this special edition Nautique G21. We're giving this boat away. No joke, we're giving the boat away. In fact, we've already donated it to As Our Own. Come by and find out how you can win it. It's an amazing boat for an amazing cause. Nautique Cares is supporting As Our Own, and it's an organization that helps endangered girls in India, and there's no better cause. So come by the Nautique Cares booth,
right
check out
there.
this amazing new boat. Come by and see us. Find out how you can win this boat, how this boat could be
And
your
right
boat.
there we
and
just
if
see
you're
that,
watching on the webcast, we encourage you
Jeremy
go to
Nubirici
asourown.org,
out of the competition. Jay Leach is going to take the title
come by the booth,
with
see
a full
us.
pass
There's
at
no better
38
calls.
off.
Check out the boat. Chat with us. We'd love to see you. And come by the Nautique Cares booth. Thank you, Dano.
Hey, if you guys come over here right now, you can meet and greet with myself and the president and CEO of Nautique, Mr. Bill Jurgen. We're hanging out here. We'll be over here for a few minutes. Otherwise, our great crew hanging out underneath the Nautique Cares tent will get you guys all squared away. Don't miss out on your opportunity, y'all, to help out with an amazing cause through the As Our Own charity efforts, and your chance to win this very special limited one-of-one Super Air Nautique G21.
All right. Well, thank you, Dano. And I will say, Pete, that was a great competition. We've seen the struggles through 38, but Jay Leach was able to conquer it, and he is going to take home that O'Brien title here at the Masters.
Absolutely, that was a great performance, both those guys. We look forward to seeing them both at the finals. I'm sure they'll both be there later on in the season. We just had a big shout out from one of our team skiers, Glenn Campbell. He's in Moscow, actually doing some training. Got some people on our new G5 slalom ski out there in Moscow. Sounds like they're having a lot of fun. Glenn's tuned into the webcast, and glad to have him out there, and glad to have him as part of Team O'Brien.
Well, Pete, it's always good to have you up here. We appreciate what O'Brien's doing for the juniors. We appreciate what O'Brien's been doing for the big dog. And a big congratulations to Mr. Jay Leach for taking that title here in today's competition.
Tyler, thanks a lot. It's a pleasure as always. You guys are pros up here. We appreciate everything that you do. Thanks, and enjoy what's left of the weekend.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Pete Surratt. Well, we're going to have a special word from our sponsors. You're not going to want to go anywhere because the wake skate and wakeboard competition is next.